we get a jump to the future where they're trying to like make nature like they're trying to like resuscitate nature throughout the rest of the regular world using specimens from the Hollow Earth, and that somehow triggers Biollante. It grows to such a size that it reaches into both Hollow and the regular Earth.
That'd be actually good for a
get,
Godzilla versus Kong too. Actually,
yeah, that would actually suit well for a Godzilla. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
yeah, because like thinking about it, like Hollow Earth and Earth are together, and this sounds like something would be good for a sequel. Yeah, Warner Brothers, please call us. We could be good writers for you guys.
Yeah, we are literally creative consultants. We just need to be paid for it, please.
Yes, we're just not gonna say anything more than just this. I mean, think about that. Like, we could think of so many ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, scores, everybody. What? A 1 out of 5 stars.
Who's starting?
I guess I will.
What would you do
for everything that it does right, for the mistakes that it like Godzilla vs. Kong makes? Like those mistakes are definitely overshadowed, but those mistakes are still present. Yet through everything that this movie gave us, the action sequences, the visuals, the theming, the callbacks to other movies, both outside the MonsterVerse and inside of it, this movie kind of hits nearly everything, but still is kind of shaky. So I'm going to give this movie a 4.
It's a pretty good assessment. I kind of feel the same way. I'd give it a 4 as well. Like, the spectacle and the visual effects are what you come for. You know, the acting and, you know, the human stuff is kind of like, it's there. It's not annoying. But yeah, it's like 4. Solid B+.
I would say A-.
Good one.
I'm kind of in similar thoughts. It's like, from sheer spectacle alone, the movie wins on that. But, you know, the stuff stitching the spectacle together is just average at best. And, you know, so somewhere in the 4 range is pretty much on par for a movie like this. It's not an incredible, oh my God, my mind is blown. It's just like, oh, yeah, look at that awesome lizard punching a fucking gorilla. Like,
all right.
Kyle.
So you want to hear me? Well, this movie will not win any Oscars, but it's definitely going to be a 4 out of 5 for me. Just because, like, I agree with all you guys, because I feel like this is a fun movie. It's not meant to. Here's an Oscar nomination worthy for Kong. Like, it's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a fun movie that you're supposed to, you know, just enjoy, sit back and enjoy, and that's what they're supposed to be.
I will say this movie definitely does at least harken a nomination for like best action sequence, because there's multiple like good action sequences through, especially the climax of the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, but it could definitely warrant some like technical nods, like visual effects and like the CG.
Yeah,
generally fantastic and all that. Really good sound design too.
Yeah, no, those are the ones I would agree.
Sound is pretty good.
Yeah. I'm glad I actually.
There's a lot of stuff that it hits out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be laughing. This is the one thing I will say, due to all the stuff that's going on with the pandemic. I will laugh if it gets like Best Picture nomination, Godzilla versus Kong. That would be the.
No, that's happening, Kyle. There's a lot of other movies coming out this year.
I know, but I would laugh if that actually happened.
That would be
not see like Suicide Squad's trailer.
That would be the ultimate Hail Mary shot right there. If somehow they'd nominated Godzilla versus Kong for Best Picture in 2021.
Yeah, you could then. That's how you know when you could tell the committee's like, see, we're hip with the kids. Although this is the same committee that went.
I don't think the world's ready for Citizen Kong yet. but maybe someday.
I mean, this is all I'm gonna say. Like, this is also the same people that did suggest the most popular movie category, which
Popular movie.
yeah, that was
It's
a
only a matter
terrible
of time
idea.
before the Oscars become the MTV Music Awards,
Oh my god!
hosted by Tony Hawk.
Is it 2002?
Man,
Oh my god!
special appearance by Steve-O.
Again,
Musical
2002?
Yeah.
with musical guest Bowling for Soup.
Yeah. Steve-O's like, I'm gonna jump into this ball pit full of Oscar trophies while riding a tricycle on a ramp through like a flaming hoop.
While in my underwear, that's pretty much gonna
Something.
happen.
While I have frogs
Wait,
put in my diaper.
Yeah.
wait! I got something dumb. Watch me get my nipple bit off by Godzilla. No!
Uh,
They're trying to get the real Godzilla, so you just get a Komodo dragon.
yeah,
There you go.
literally just like glue some spines onto it, and just have like an Australian animal handling trainer, just like, oh, I hope you're ready.
Oh, as by Robert Irwin.
This is how we made monster movies in the 50s, kids.
Yeah.
Hollywood is so out of touch.
Oh, this is
So,
a great.
I think we're done, Kyle. Right?
I think it was a great way to end it. Just talking about what would happen if
Just,
this
yeah,
happened.
just ripping on the whole medium.
Yeah. All right. Sorry if there was a weird tangent of an episode. If you all enjoyed it, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Thanks, Bill, for coming on. Thanks, John. And I'll make sure to get, well, mostly John's description down below, so you can follow him on Twitter or whatever social media platform he has. And as always, we have been the Mediaverse Podcast, the center of your media consumption. And welcome to the Mediaverse Podcast. I know this time we are recording because I see a red dot right there on my recording screen. As always, I'm Kyle. Today I have Chris, and we got Bill back as our Godzilla expert of the day. And then we got our other Godzilla paleontologist, John. Which I did,
King
yeah, in
around the
Smash
Smash
Brothers.
world.
And I felt bad for last time because we had Godzilla King of Monsters, and it was so close. I would have, but I couldn't because of, but I'm making it up now. So we all saw Godzilla vs. Kong. We all saw it in different ways. I saw it at home. Chris, you saw it at home too, right?
No, I saw it at the backseat of a taxi.
Oh God, that's the
No,
best
I'm
way to
just
watch
kidding. I
it.
saw it at home.
That was one hell of a traffic jam.
Yeah, like what Uber driver was nice enough to lend you their HBO Max account?
Well, I like to watch movies the way that Christopher Nolan intended, riding a scooter on a cell phone, on preferably a Nokia cell phone from the year 2002 with only
Yeah,
black and white.
Yeah, the difference between that and Michael Bay is that he would be naked on that scooter, and there'd be explosions behind him.
I was gonna
Sounds
say
like a
more.
pretty good time.
I was gonna say
Sounds
the
like it.
N-Gage would be the best way because I had to listen to it like a taco.
There you go.
Yeah. So Bill, how'd you watch it?
I mean, I just watched it on my big TV at home. I mean, thinking about maybe trying to see it in the big screen.
Well,
I've already seen it 3 times, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it a 4th.
I already saw it 2 times, so that's fine. It's
Twice
yeah.
as well for me is.
Yeah.
Once
So
in,
how'd you?
Once in the theater, and then a second time here in HBO Max.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole HBO Max thing going on, it's been pretty beneficial. Plus, the good thing about this movie, these are just the good things. Like, just before we go into review, it did make like a sizable amount of money during the pandemic. Pretty much the biggest pandemic record right now, which is probably a good sign that people are willing to go back to the movie theater, despite trying to. It's half capacity, right? Or 20 or quarter.
It depends on the state.
Yeah.
It varies.
Yeah.
A lot of places are 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is,
the IMAX theater I was in definitely had about maybe 30-40 spread out like social distance.
Yeah. And everybody has to
Nice.
wear the masks.
But
Act like Bane.
but I do believe that the movie theater industry is going to make a comeback once
Yeah.
once the vaccine's available for everybody.
Yeah,
We're already
that's
in those baby steps, so it's literally just a matter of time, a matter of execution, and a matter of perseverance. We all got to get back out there, and we all got to be better.
Yeah, like that's everyone kept saying like to me like, oh, the movie theater industry is it's gonna be gone. Streaming services are gonna take over. People are just gonna be trained to be at home more. And I said I'm not really worried. They're like, why? Because people want to get out as soon as the pandemic's over, and
It's like what home consoles. It's like what home console gaming did to the arcade scene.
Yeah.
It intentionally killed it, but there's still diehard arcades out there. You just gotta look.
Yeah, like I feel like it's, and you know what's funny? And Godzilla versus Kong proved anything. Like it just proved to us, like, hey, we can actually get it. They can actually put it in theaters and everything. Which is a good thing.
To be
including
fair,
drive-in theaters.
I think if you guys are talking about this, I think in most parts, yeah, there will be an audience for spectacle movies like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But other types of movies will more likely people will be like, why would I go out to the theater watch that? I'll watch that shit at home. Like spectacle movies, absolutely. But I don't know if the smaller movies are gonna have as easy as a time coming back, especially if they're available on like streaming.
Oh yeah, you make a good point right there.
There's gonna have to be like an interweave between release schedules of movies and their distribution on streaming services.
Yeah, that's kind of like one of the reasons Mortal Kombat actually did get delayed was because of Godzilla vs. Kong. They wanted to make sure the flow is not eclipsing each other.
I read that they wanted to make sure that everybody that got their free month for signing up for the Snyder Cut didn't get a third movie.
They don't do a free month. There is no free.
They don't do that anymore, Chris.
Oh, I thought they did do a free month.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
Limited. I think it was limited.
They definitely.
Yeah, they did. They dropped it in December, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so maybe they wanted to make sure that people paid for at least 2 months then.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing this bundle thing, which is like $67 for 6 months, which is still a hell of a good deal. So, HBO, Warner Brothers, where's my money? I'm right now promoting you right now. So, anyway, let's get into it. And to help us out, Bill, you're gonna tell us about the history of the MonsterVerse, the short version.
Are we talking Legendary's MonsterVerse?
The Legendary MonsterVerse.
That is the MonsterVerse.
Yeah, that's what it's literally called.
Proper name for the monster universe that Toho had back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Though that is like one of the earliest shared universes outside of the Universals.
Yeah, which is called the Dark.
That's actually facts.
Legendary got the rights to Godzilla. They made the 2014 movie. They also somehow got the rights to King Kong via like Universal, whoever controls it. That's another molehill of.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
Story.
We're gonna have to go down the rabbit hole another time for that one.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole. I don't really know anymore. It's crazy, but and then like they announced Kong Skull Island. They kind of started teasing like, hey, maybe we'll do a versus. Maybe we'll do that whole cinematic universe thing. And they make Godzilla King of the Monsters not as well received, but more shared DNA with Kong Skull Island. And I'll give them credit. They followed the Marvel method of character, then they meet.
Yeah,
not as well received, dude. That and like Godzilla King of the Monsters, in my opinion, was like basically the Criterion, like one of the Criterion movies of Legendary's MonsterVerse, because literally it pulled every stop and it made every like correct choice that it did after coming off of Kong Skull Island and the 2014 Godzilla.
Yeah, but I don't think it did as well financially as the other two movies.
Well, I'm just like, I actually really enjoyed that movie. I had a blast with that movie. I'm just, as a matter of fact, it didn't do as well commercially as the previous one.
Yeah, because I think Rocket Man was also premiering that same weekend.
Yeah, it
But
was actually.
yeah, the Elton John movie.
Never bet against Elton John. Love
Yeah.
that man.
Yeah, but here's something.
Take that
Here's-
man to the Bellagio. You're making
Here's
all your
one
money.
thing that the MonsterVerse does. The other cinematic universes don't do. They MonsterVerse, despite not doing financially well, like the King of the Monsters, they didn't go, well, this movie didn't do so well. Let's reboot it again. Like I've seen that happen so many times. Like we all seen the Dark Universe.
Well, that's because all the failed cinematic universes put the cinematic universe before the cart. They just made a Godzilla movie that made some money, and we're like, oh, maybe we can do this because we got King Kong now. And they made a pretty fun King Kong movie, and they're like, all right, we're doing this. Let's go.
And fast forward to 2021, we get we get the powerhouse known as Godzilla versus Kong. And the reason why we're all here today.
Yep. So let's see. Let's talk about some of the trailers because, well, I'm going to skip some of it. Not the trailer part, but just saying this movie did get multiple delays. And when I started to get delayed in March, it was like, I think it was March or December. I was like, oh, come on. But then I realized, wait, they didn't show a trailer, so there's got to be something up. But then November, I was like, COVID, okay, that's fine. Because at least that's more understandable. So, but now we finally have it, so let's talk about some of the trailers. So let's go for
multiple trailers for this movie. There was really only the one, Kyle.
I think there was like two. There's like two or three.
I know there was like a primary one and a few preview trailers.
Yeah. But trailer.
I mean,
I'm gonna say this. Did it get you hyped?
The trailer was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as you saw the
all you really need to do is show Godzilla and Kong, and then they punch each other, and I'd be like, I'm there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, they're playing. Also, they're
the official trailer released on January 24th.
24th, January 24th
of this past year.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So of January 24th, 2020 and 2021, we were informed of we were back on the hype train.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so we got that. All we needed was the giant monkey. And I think that what made that picture even better, they were on top of a giant battleship. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Also, here, let me show for the stream.
Yeah. Well, it's not coming out.
Nice.
Yeah. The iconic scene of King Kong about to throw a nasty right to Godzilla. Absolutely beautiful.
So, Chris, how did you feel when you first saw it? Were you just like, I'm there already? Or you just like...
Okay, I'm going to probably have the controversial opinion.
Go ahead.
I liked the MonsterVerse movies, but to be perfectly honest, I was never really super, into them as much. And I thought, Godzilla 2014 was, a good opening to a movie, a really boring middle of the movie, and then a good ending. Kong Skull Island was better. However, I don't remember anything that happened in that movie because I've only seen these things once. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters was all the monster stuff was cool. All the human stuff I didn't really care for. Also, yeah, I don't know. I just felt very, indifferent towards the movies. Not really hating them, not really loving them. Just kind of yeah, these are fun. I'll go to the theater to watch them. But to be perfectly honest, it's not something I was chomping at the bit to see. And then when I saw this trailer, I will admit this trailer with the rap song and everything, I was like, okay, I'm in. This looks awesome.
It better have that rap song.
This movie better be just Kong and Godzilla fighting each other and not dumb human family drama. And for the most part, it is. And
yeah,
that's kind of how I felt.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got for the trailers and the expectations. So expectations were pretty much all in agreement. We were excited. So, all right, let's go through the goods and the bads. The good. what the good is that we finally have monsters fighting in the freaking daylight and seeing it in all of its glory, which is a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. Like
And
the first major fight scene with Kong and Godzilla, like on that on the open waters, was definitely like that was a treat to behold.
yeah, I like the little.
Hell,
I like the little girl.
Hell, just to like delve back a wee bit, like the first, one of the first scenes of the movie is Godzilla attacking the Apex facility for no reason. Oh, there is
Yeah.
a reason, but we'll get to that in time.
Yeah.
But like that, but that first major battle definitely was like, oh shit, this is like just going into the just the expectations at that point for the rest of the movie were pretty much set. Like it's gonna be a drag out fight, regardless of how long each individual fight takes.
Yeah, they do. They do a good job. We keep making sure the fights last like a while, especially for the final fights. I can tell you that. Another good I like is the little girl and literally doing sign language, and then we find out something crazy where it's like I dropped my jaw. I was like, of course he would learn that.
Yeah, like yeah, that was kind of a WTF moment because like Kong, because like there's one little mute girl that can communicate with King Kong through sign language. It's like that's kind of a big thing because he's considered a titan, and essentially like they are like juggernauts and essentially old gods beyond what the world once was.
Yeah.
So to see that amount of interaction was definitely kind of had me shook. Not
And
gonna
don't
lie.
don't forget Kong's an alpha titan. So is he an alpha? Bill, is Kong
Yeah.
an alpha titan?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
I just wanna make
refer
sure.
to that.
I think yeah,
'Cause they kept
Kong-
saying-
Kong.
Yeah.
They consider Kong like in the same way that Godzilla is king.
Yeah.
Like they're basically rival kings, and like it doesn't come up, but apparently in the novelization for King of the Monsters, when Ghidorah's all like, "Everybody wake up and wreck crap," they say like Kong heard and he was like, "Screw you," went about his business.
Like,
I would
had
love.
his he just had like his newspaper and banana Danish.
I would have. Why did you not
I'm
put
not
that
convinced.
Godzilla King of the Monsters? I would have loved that. I would have loved like Godzilla going. I would have loved Kong going. "Rrrr."
Oh, that would have been a wrench thrown into
Just like
King of the
sleeping
Monsters
in it,
right
it's
there.
just like,
Rrrr.
flip the bird.
I would
They
have
can only
loved that.
afford Kong for 2 movies. Plus, they had to pay a lot of licensing rights for King of the Monsters. So
Yeah, you're-
they had to license all those monsters individually.
Yeah,
Toho-
all those Titans in
definitely
the original
had a
world.
payday with that.
Yeah, I mean Toho is very protective of all their creatures because they're all copyrighted. But we're getting off a tangent again.
Especially after what happened in '98.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
We don't-
kill me! Why did that happen?
he shall not be named.
That cursed movie was my first exposure to Godzilla. I'm like, okay, just a monster movie. But then, like, going back into history, like the good ones, like Destroy All Monsters, All Out Attack, that was like, okay, this actually has sustenance. This actually looks hype, even though, like, I actually, because of HBO Max, I actually introduced my friends to the wonders of Godzilla versus Gigan, where Godzilla hits that ridiculous drop kick, like the ultimate gravity defying greatest move in all of the Godzilla movies.
That's
The Godzilla flying kick.
Godzilla versus Megalon, but Gigan is in that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I know Gigan's part of it, but I forgot.
I didn't even
showed
know they
them
had the other
versus
Godzilla movies
Megalon,
on there.
and we all knew about that one scene, and we
I
all just
remembered-
laughed and loved it.
I remember watching a Watch Mojo clip, and I remember we were watching that, and you were like, and we were all cracking up, and I remember Jack was like, "What?" I remember
Dude,
the
the
look
se-
on his face.
Dude, the '80s were a fun time.
Yeah, that's classic Showa era.
Dude,
The classic.
Showa era definitely had some really good movies, some amazing
Yeah.
show outs.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of another good thing about this. We get to explore more of the history of the Titans now. So sorry, we went on a
Absolutely.
tangent. We also learned about. Hollow Earth, which if they do make a Kong sequel, I would 100% watch it. I would 100% watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't know if you guys have seen it. But if they do make a Kong sequel, I would 100% watch it. 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 I would sequel to Skull Island, I would love to see more of Hollow Earth now because it looks.
It
I'm
would be
gonna
like-
I'm gonna say this right now, and you guys can mark me on this if it ever happens. But the majority of the MonsterVerse, if they continue, will definitely have like splits between the surface world and the Hollow Earth, because there is no way after one movie they're just gonna cut it there. There's definitely going to be storylines of like of migrating and invasive titans, trying to move it through on both the Hollow and the regular Earth, and there definitely will be more to come from Hollow Earth. There's a lot of potential with it, and I cannot wait.
I could
Yeah,
totally see
but-
a movie called Kong at the Earth's Core.
Ooh, that's actually a good title. That brings out money.
I was gonna say Kong of the. I was gonna say like I don't know, Kong, King of the Hollow, or something.
But yeah, like right now though, we
Kong the
don't know
Hollow
what
King.
we don't know what the plan is because John, I don't know if you know this, but this is actually the last movie for right now, unless Toho actually goes, yeah, we'll let you make more Godzilla movies. So
Yeah.
right now we don't know.
Of course, there's the Kong rights
I
holders.
gathered as much.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they only ever promised us one thing. They promised us this.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
and they kept to
anything
that
after,
promise.
Anything after
So-
this is just like, all right, cool,
Yeah,
awesome, more please.
The pond of hoping and speculation will forever run into the deep ocean of hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Well,
And now-
I mean, personally, I am kind of content with this. I don't really need to see anything else in this universe until they actually like do a new reboot of
Ye-
like Godzilla or Kong, because I'm sure like maybe like every like 10 or hell 30 40 years they'll be like, we haven't done Godzilla versus King Kong, and then
It took almost 60 years for this one to happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they'll be like 60 years later we'll be
Yeah.
90 years old and
Give-
And
I don't
instead of-
remember
Come
when
on, give it the
happened during
Chris.
the
uprising
pandemic.
treatment.
But instead
And
of
Godzilla
mechas,
will be as big as a freaking like galaxy, and Kong will be as big
That-
as a galaxy because they keep making Godzilla like huger and huger. So I would assume it's only a matter of time before he's bigger than the Earth.
So
And
Believe
just
it or
becomes
not-
Gurren Lagann at that point.
ridiculous.
believe it or not, one of the concept arts of Shin Godzilla is that he would evolve to that point. Believe it or not, I've seen it. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
no, that's why I was saying they keep making them bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
That anime
Let's see.
Godzilla
I
from
think
Netflix
I got
is
enough
ridiculously huge.
good out because I want to
Yeah.
save some for
Oh my
you
God,
guys.
I know exactly
Some
what you're
good.
talking about. That
The bad. The less of the bad will probably be the humans, but at least they not as bad as the last movie. They were just like Team Kong or Team Godzilla. So, yeah. Actually, the good we could all agree. There's one good we could all agree on, though. Actually, there's before I go to the bads again. Sorry. So, can we all agree that does anybody? I love the new Mechagodzilla. I really do because I love where it was going for.
Oh my
Being
God,
a-
that was. You want to talk about kind of a drop kick? I like that reveal midway through the movie. Kind of just made me like almost shit my pants because I had no idea that they were hiding Mechagodzilla, and in the way that it was being rigged, that was kind of big.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll get into that how it gets rigged later. But like, I love the design of it. I love what it was going for because like there will be people that will be the naysayers because
It's like the design from Ready Player One.
I was thinking more of like
bit.
it's an abomination. I was thinking of it as an abomination. Like it's a mechanical abomination. It's like that on purpose.
It kind of
So-
looks like they took this version of Godzilla and just gave him gargantuan arms.
I got long arms now. I can reach. Like I
He
think you would
uses
see.
them. He's got reach.
I can
Yeah, someone
punch
gave him
now.
An anchor arms upgrade.
He sort
love
of
the-
remind me of, in a very weird way, that kind of like a Power Ranger Zord a little bit.
Oh my God!
mean, he's
God.
He's got the
Dragon
Dragon Zord
Zord.
drill tail.
Yeah.
I would love to see someone like just hold a dagger and start blowing it like a fluid, and someone just goes, What?
There. If that ever happens, I guarantee you, Sabin and Toho are going to be at each other's throats.
Actually,
That we're ever to get
Toei-
published in a real.
Oh no,
movie
Power Rangers.
or
No.
graphic
Power Rangers is
novelization.
owned by Hasbro. Super Sentai is owned by Toei, which is a different company. Which it'll be all three of those companies going at each other's throats, though. How dare you?
Well, if I could just say one part of the movie I appreciated is I like how there's a definitive winner for
Oh,
Godzilla
yeah.
vs. Kong.
Yes.
I love the way it kind of
Seriously.
ends where like Godzilla beats down Kong and just like roars in his face, and then Kong kind of like roars back, and then Godzilla's like, "No, you're done, kid. This is over. I'm the alpha, you're the beta. We're good. Atomic breath, dumbass axe, that's not gonna work, kid. All right, go home." You're
Yeah, and
done.
they made that axe for the movie just to even the battlefield for him.
Yeah. The one scene of Kong like at guttural yelling when slamming the axe straight down. Oh man, that was cinematic beauty. That was
Yeah,
animation at its best.
I love that way he puts
how,
down
like,
the
after
axe.
he's defeated. I love how after he was defeated, he still tries to get back. He's like, "I'm not done." Oh God! Collapse.
All right, move. I may have taken a few hits, but oh wait, there's my heart going out. Blech.
Yeah.
Every
Let's see.
But also, that also brings me to a point. Like in the most recent movies, they've always had a way, like a convenience to like a convenient way to like bring back like the protagonist monster. For Godzilla in 2019's King of the Monsters, it was Ken Watanabe's character, literally walking up to him with a fucking nuke, and then letting it detonate.
Arigato.
And then eventually that caused the thermal charge that actually beat Ghidorah. And then in this movie, Kong is literally given a gravity helicopter defibrillator. And it's like, oh, okay. That's like a trend
there's a
I've
lot
been
of
noticing with most
there's a lot of things I
the
question in that
legendary
movie. There's a lot of things I question, like how does the guy know how to use this machine that he never seen before, and how do you know how to make it into a defibrillator? That's the one thing I question
How to
sometimes.
fly it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like it got programmed to my.
Than answers for like some of the shit that humans do in this movie, but it's like I
think there's a reason for that.
It gets a pass because we honestly just care more about
The monsters.
the monsters in the movie than the stakes of the people living in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
there's a
I
lot of
think-
impossible science in this movie,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Yeah, that's one of the bad things. Like, there's a lot of like crazy like things that just don't make sense sometimes.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real for a second. Let's be real for a second. There's damn! I lost my train of thought.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I think I got most of my bads and goods out. While you're trying to get your train of thought back, Chris, it's your turn.
For what?
Good or bad? Good. Give me like 3 goods and 3 bads.
Okay. Well, I pretty much said, like, my piece, like, you guys were kind of just going off, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to... You can always trade at the bill.
Monster. Okay. Yeah,
You can
let me say something, Kyle.
Yeah, I said you can always trade at the bill. I'm not being mad.
Yeah.
I'm not...
I mean, like, it is what it is. It's a movie with 2 giant monsters, fighting each other. I do like overall the explanation of how most of these monsters are just operating on instincts, and this is just like a territorial dispute. It really is nothing but that. Yeah, and honestly, there's not too much bad that I can really say beyond like the human characters in most of these movies are terrible. In this movie, about half the human characters are bad. However, they've been severely toned down, and probably a lot of their scenes were cut. But
definitely.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely what happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess I'll hot potato over to Bill. Then, if you can elaborate on what you liked and what you didn't like.
Briefly continuing on what you said, it's pretty clear that because like the thing that was definitely criticized about the last Godzilla movie was the human stuff, that they kind of just trimmed it back as much as they could in this. Because like you have a character like there's that Japanese scientist guy Ren Sarazawa. Apparently he's supposed to be Sarazawa's son, but it never gets mentioned. They
Nope.
mention his name. It doesn't matter to anything. Doesn't get talked about, and then he just dies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that's
the
like
weird
one-
thing.
That's like my one real big issue with the human stuff, because I'm like, oh, you could have made something out of that. And if you weren't gonna, you could have probably just ADR'd his name out. Otherwise, I'm fine.
He's just
show me
some
the
nobody.
monsters.
Yeah. I mean, it
Like,
could have been
just-
like, oh, he wanted
just
he
dub
wanted
it over,
revenge on
just get rid of
Godzilla
it.
because his father loved Godzilla so much that he was neglected. And there you go. Also, it was also his biggest downfall. So,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, if you're gonna cut that stuff out, just change the name. You know, because
Yeah.
it's just like a weird kind of like, wait a minute.
Shin Ren Snabanabe. There you go. There you go. I changed the name. You would never realize it. Shin Namanan Ren Snabanande.
I will say one other peeve with the movie, and this is not major, but like it kind of has been brought up to me more and more as this like watching stuff on the internet, was like the way Mechagodzilla is controlled makes no sense because it's Ghidorah's like skull and not his like brain, and they have like
He said
tubes
his
hooked up to
brain's
his
there.
skull. Yeah, like I guess, but like it's like
It's this small,
it's
Chris. You don't
clearly
see
a
it.
skull and a guy sitting inside of it, and somehow.
I guess supposedly inside the skull is the brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
he's just got like brain matter in his bones. Okay,
The seat
I'm
is
using
the
it as,
brain.
Like a supercomputer. It's ridiculous.
can
It makes
make
no
that
sense, but that's what it.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
it is. You know.
So
yeah,
that's actually, I was gonna say, one of the like the goods of like in my opinion was that the end credit scene where we see like the head, like the spare head of Ghidorah that didn't get obliterated, like seeing that basically hooked up as a psionics supercomputer with like you know the pseudoscience that runs rampant in
Pretty
in
much
the legendary
the-
movies.
Pretty much like the payoff if you saw the the post credit scene.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like all that. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the thing of like it's the skull and not like just like the head. Maybe the head should be like in a jar or like some sort of water tank. Maybe like it would just be creepier if it was alive and like looking at you and
But
shit.
then it would just.
Well, I mean,
like,
it was the head of a three-headed dragon. Not to mention that they had connection with one another. So most likely there were still stored brain waves, or however like it was, like the extraction process was, to make sure that there was a neural link interface that made it easier to pilot Mechagodzilla. But in the end, that was not the case, as we saw in the climax of the movie. Just Mechagodzilla go ape shit.
Yeah,
Excuse the pun.
As soon as I saw the Ghidorah thing, I was like, okay, how much money do I want to bet right now that Ghidorah's going to upload his conscience into the into Mechagodzilla? It was kind of like that to me, and I was like, guys, I won bingo, guys. I did it.
In a way, that actually kind of harkens back to like
Godzilla
the original
SOS.
Mechagodzilla, because
No,
initially it's believed that
original-
it was the ghost of the prime Godzilla that laid waste to Tokyo in 1954.
Yeah, you're talking about Godzilla SOS
It's
from
more
the
of a
early
shout out
2000s.
to the '90s incarnation, I think, because the '90s Mechagodzilla was built from the remains of Mecha King Ghidorah. That's
Oh yeah, that would make
it's
sense.
been more like
Also,
that. There's a little bit of the
It's a bit of a
2002
mixture of everything.
version of Mechagodzilla
Yeah.
as well.
It's a bit of everything. That's what I was trying to go for. It was like a mix of old of it.
Except it wasn't built by aliens, or was it?
Yeah. Oh. Dun dun dun.
It was.
there should be
it-
more alien stuff.
oh god!
Give
that
it a few more movies, it could happen. If it's,
Listen,
You know, that actually
listen,
kind of reminds me.
listen. If Fast and Furious go to space, Godzilla can too now. We're going to send Godzilla into space, guys. Why? For family. Oh God, I couldn't
enough
resist
with,
that.
enough with the Fast and Furious movies. They've run their
As long
course
as they
after
make-
After Fast 6. Let Bruce Willis die already.
Bruce Willis is in Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
You mean
are you talking about Vin Diesel?
Yeah,
You know
talking
he's
about Vin Diesel.
just so you know, Vin Diesel is the one who funds those movies, right?
Yeah.
he didn't fund them, but he is a producer.
Yeah, he's still he owns the rights to the movies. So
Wow,
Well,
I'm
he's-
actually stupid. I'm sorry.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think he's
It's that just means
his
it's
brain
just
crossed to
it-
Die Hard.
Yeah,
Like bald man.
yes. Oh my god. Oh.
They just all look alike.
.exe has stopped working.
I want to see Bruce Willis make a Riddick movie now. That'd be fun.
Oh my god. That's so disinterested.
Yeah, it'd be great.
and this
gotta
just
bring
shows
it
this podcast can go anywhere. That's what it shows, and I love it.
Only in the metaverse.
Stand in.
Yep, only in the Mediaverse.
Yeah, only in the Mediaverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to like also callbacks as well. Can we talk about how they got Kong to Antarctica?
Oh yeah, you mean the same way they do it in Godzilla versus Kong in a
Yeah,
net?
the way they just flew him
They just
in.
airlifted him.
That's like the
How
best Uber transportation ever.
I love how they said this. How is he with height?
Yeah.
You
Oh
didn't
my
wake
god,
up.
that made me smile.
Bill, the
That
fans
was like-
the
that was
fans
like,
make
oh
him
my
up and
God,
go
I
to
know
sleep.
That reference by heart.
Yeah. Too bad I didn't have Mechanic Kong in this movie.
Yeah.
But then it'd be one monster too many.
They should have also had Godzilla, Kong pick up a tree and like stuff it in Godzilla's mouth. Like,
I would
The
have
end
loved
of
that.
the-
axe handle.
Yeah, that he did do that. He did.
Yeah.
Oh.
The axe handle.
Still kind of hoping that King Kong would grab Godzilla by the tail and thing him.
By the way, I got a question for you guys. I want to make sure it's just not me that's noticing this now. Like, because I watched Godzilla vs. Kong, but did this version of Godzilla always have gills?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just never
We
noticed
haven't
that
seen
detail until
concept art.
now.
Yeah, he's always had gills. This one, his
By
design,
the
it's tweaked from movie to movie, but the gills have always been there.
Yeah, I was just wondering because you never really see Godzilla in the daylight, so it's really hard to see the gills,
get a-
you know?
Good shot of his like face, like a real close up of his face in this one, where you get to see all his like ugliness. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I love just like the image of him, like with like kind of like the glowing mouth and the glowing eyes, and then like you see kind
I
of like
love
the
that
glowing
scene.
veins and shit on his neck. Like that shot is pretty cool. Like a
I
computer
love-
animator worked very hard on that.
Yeah.
I love that they
Definitely
added
the
that glowing
CG
eye
paid off.
scene. I love that
They
he added the
overworked,
glowing
underpaid
eyes.
CGI artists.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That is a sausage party.
Oh
the guy-
god.
there's the guy that like had to work on like King Kong's like hair sheen for like 2 years. And,
We need you to work on King Kong's taint.
yeah, that's it.
We gotta make sure he has no genitalia, but I gotta make it look detailed as possible. It's a gorilla, right? Yeah, no genitalia.
He's the balls cut.
Oh man, it's like release the butthole cat of
Oh,
cat.
this man.
I still. Oh god. Oh god.
Half baked if any viewers are wondering where that one's from.
Oh god. I've seen so many hilarious stuff with the cuts. So many release this cut versions I've seen. You coward.
Yeah,
Thanks, Zack Snyder.
but anyway,
Pandora's box.
I will say one thing. The Hollow Earth thing is interesting, but also very problematic if you know how like the Earth generates a magnetic field. Because you're like, wait, so if like the center of the Earth is hollow, what is causing the dynamo effect to give us a magnetic field so we're not burned by the solar wind? But whatever, it's a movie. Also,
Probably
they
some
had to
level
go
of
through like a
radiation in the ground.
portal to get
Yeah.
to the Hollow
Yeah.
Earth.
Oh,
but
yo,
then
there should have been a
Godzilla was
season.
able to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Let me just
my
finish
bad.
my thought. They had to go through a portal to get to the Hollow Earth, but then Godzilla was able to shoot atomic breath down into the Earth and like see Kong there. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't think he
That's-
saw
well,
him.
whatever. He shot atomic
Against him.
breath like into the center of the Earth, and then Kong jumped out and was just like, "What up, bitch?"
Chris, the final fight needs to happen.
I know.
else
I'm
were you
just
doing?
saying. When you think
It's-
about it, you're like, "Wait
They
a
had to get
minute."
King Kong from the center of the earth to Hong Kong.
Chris,
Yeah.
it's called plot
What's King
convenience.
Kong gonna do? Plane shift? He's not a wizard.
He can swim.
Find a portal?
Yeah, portal, swim. I don't know. They had the hyperloop that they showed that went from California to Hong Kong. They could have put him in the
Pensacola, Florida.
hyperloop.
Yeah, that's right. The Hyperloop Tunnel.
Yeah. Also, all right. So, kind of just bouncing off the portal sequence. There definitely should have been like an epilepsy warning, because holy shit, the concentration of colors in that sequence was a bit much, and I guarantee you, like that would have been amazing to see in 3D, but that probably would have been overkill to a point of probably triggering something.
Ew.
Giant monkey,
More
a
colors.
giant lizard.
Yeah,
Yes.
Monkey,
Hugs for a bit,
MONKE.
and then they became friends.
Yeah.
it's true. They did.
Yeah.
They
fuck
were-
for a bit and then
They
became
respected
friends.
each other.
Yeah, the final battle in Hong Kong definitely
In
did
daylight.
kinda just go all out.
But the best part is it's in
Before the
daylight.
Godzilla.
It's in daylight. That's what makes me happy because I get to see all the details, the monsters, even the details of Mechagodzilla, like seeing like Mechagodzilla like use some of the jets like, and then just like
Oh,
giving like Mechagodzilla punch, like just like with the jet engines.
Yo, definitely some of the cleanest visuals I saw from the whole and from Mechagodzilla's appearance.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think David Ayer, he did film some one of the bad films I watched. It seems like he was taking some of the feedback from the MonsterVerse, saying, "Hey, we would like to actually see the monsters in the daylight," and he's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do that." Really? He's like, "Yeah, we'll do that."
I thought
I
David Ayer directed this movie. I thought it was
Not
different.
David Ayer.
Wrong directed.
No, David
Yeah.
Winger or something. Which one?
Adam
Bill, help me!
Wingard?
Alan?
Was it
Yeah,
Adam
it's Wingard.
I think
Yeah,
that's
he
his
drew.
name.
Yeah, it was Wingard. Yeah, so I got them all wrong because there was like four different
will
directors. For this
say
movie.
one sin that Godzilla vs Kong kind of just slipped under, but not by me because I'm a music junkie. They did not bring back Mayor McCree for Godzilla vs Kong, and that kind of made me sad.
Yeah, I will agree with
The
you.
score was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that the one? Was that the one that
This
did
movie, I
Godzilla's
thought,
main
had a really
theme?
Good score.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, was
Don't get me wrong. It definitely did have its good music moments, but nothing will compare to 2019's.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason they did
Godzilla
that was
2019's
because
soundtrack.
I think the reason they did that was just so they can just be like, hey, this is not a Godzilla movie or a Kong movie. These are two people about to fight each other, kind of like the Avengers.
We still got riffs of Godzilla's theme, but Bear McCreary's rendition of that classic Godzilla theme was just beautiful.
Yeah, I love the.
I've been
I
wanting
do.
to hear like
Bone chilling.
been wanting to hear
Yeah.
like an updated, bastic version of that theme for
I do
so
love-
many years.
I do love the chanting though. Like I hear the ha ha. I was like, oh god, I got goosebumps.
The tribal chanting,
Yeah,
That
so
choir.
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's kind of
Saw a few
something like
featurettes on that. It's pretty cool to see.
that soundtrack.
For all the monster themes in 2019's Godzilla, Bear McCree just knocked it into the atmosphere. Like,
Plus,
forget
they
out
had
of
to
the
get-
park.
Plus, they had to get They also had to get Toho's permission to use that song too.
Yeah.
Well, Toho. Let's face it, Toho was like when they made
Mad
Shin
respect.
Godzilla. They're like, why don't we just take the original recording from the 50s and play that? And then they
Yeah.
did, and we're like, why did
That
they
was
do
awkward.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That was
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, that was-
kind of weird.
Well, we need to say
Shin Godzilla.
you got to remember in Tokusatsu they have to be cheap sometimes. So we blew the budget on the
That was
monsters. We blew the budget on
Yeah,
CGI
also-
monster.
Also, tokusatsu means like special effects. So
Yeah,
why would it be cheap then if it's tokusatsu? I want to see
they
expensive tokusatsu, Kyle. I don't want to see cheap tokusatsu. I'll watch freaking like whatever.
I'd go to a kabuki house to watch discounted tokusatsu, and not.
that's
the
actually
movies.
where it originates from.
Huh.
Yeah, so no matter what, you're gonna see some tokusatsu.
There's definitely going to be a show.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But Hollywood for like, yeah, let's make an expensive one. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
We're going way too much tangents, but the point is, we're having a fun time. So
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
this movie was pretty good. They should have brought back Matthew Broderick's character from Godzilla 1998. Just
I would have
kidding.
loved that. I actually would love
Just
that just to
kidding.
be like, hey, it's Matthew
Yeah,
Broderick.
perfect.
You know what? I'll actually,
Have to make that
you know what?
joke.
I will actually like say this. If they did that, they had to just show him getting stomped out or have a building fall on him just for like a comedic pull. That would have been amazing.
This stupid little
Literally just
bray.
says it's
No.
Tatapolis.
No, what
Like,
they
he's
should do if
coming
they
up
bring
and,
Matthew
like, he's
Broderick's
flying from
character.
New York, he literally lands in Florida the day of the Godzilla blowing up the Apex facility, and just like, great vacation.
Oh no, I would have just been like, bring Zilla, and then Godzilla knocks it out in 1 second.
Oh my god.
There, done that.
I know. I want to see it again, except in better, except in
It's called
better.
Godzilla Final Wars, and that movie was amazing.
I will say, for the MonsterVerse movies, I don't think we got any locations that Godzilla fought in previous movies in all these movies, because he fought at some like weird locations, because there's like Las Vegas, Boston, like Hong Kong,
Francisco.
yeah, San Francisco, but like there wasn't like New York, Tokyo, London, like, you know, the big like three that you see in like movies. They were all different cities.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Do something about that, and like if the legendary MonsterVerse continues, there may actually like be more involvement with like the three major cities of Godzilla, where we could possibly see Godzilla fighting Destroyer in New York City. We could see Godzilla squaring up with King Caesar on the shores of Okinawa. We could see
John, they did set up.
Godzilla
They
versus
did.
Mecha Gigan knocking down the London Bridge. Like
Just so,
there's
John, just so you know, they
possibilities of all this.
did set up. They did have a setup for Destroyer though, in Godzilla
From,
King of the Monsters.
2019, right?
Yeah,
The Oxygen
He's
Destroyer. I remember that.
The Oxygen Destroyer.
yeah. I was like, oh, we're gonna might get Destroyer if this happens.
Easily use
So
that as
they
the
could do
planted
it.
seed.
Yeah. We'll just plant a seed in case we need another Godzilla enemy or something.
They should make
Sure.
a Minotaur monster and Godzilla should fight him in Rome. That would be pretty badass.
Oh,
Caesar's
that
kind
would
of
be
a
kinda-
Minotaur.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know,
it kind
I
of
would
is,
watch
isn't
that.
he?
Yeah.
It just doesn't have horns.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a
man.
Minotaur Power Rangers action figure of some monster, and I just used him as King Caesar when I was a kid.
Yeah.
King Caesar.
Oh God. King Caesar. Oh my God, that brings me back to the original Zoo Ranger because that's literally what it's called. Bill, it's called, like Dragon Zord's literally called King Caesar. Yeah, in Japanese, he's called King Caesar.
I believe that. I actually believe that.
It makes it worse when you got me my flashbacks right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John, what other goods or bads you got? Or we got never?
I kind of went through a good amount of them. Definitely seeing the head of Ghidorah was a big surprise. Seeing Mechagodzilla basically just demolish the Skullcrawler with the equivalent of Godzilla's red spiral breath. Like, that's kind of a big deal, because that's like the upgraded atomic breath variant.
and seeing it get knocked out by Godzilla. Godzilla getting knocked out by it too.
Yeah, like that, like definitely the appearance of Mechagodzilla definitely changed like the dynamic of like the remainder of the movie, and
Yeah.
it's just like I was enamored by it. The fact that that was not the monster I was expecting. Of all, like Mechagodzilla, I knew was going to make an appearance, but I'm surprised we got it in 2021. That's
I
like
mean, we haven't had a Godzilla. Bill, it's been like almost close to 20 years since we got a new Mechagodzilla.
Live action, I would say, yeah, like it was like 03, 02, those two movies, Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Yeah, those were around like 2002, 2003. They hammered out so many Godzilla movies in like a 4-year span.
Yeah.
there was only like a few appearances through like the new Millennium era of Godzilla.
The
Like
Millennium
regardless if it
era.
was the original Mechagodzilla or just Kiryu, like that character was not used that much until rather recently.
Movies.
Yeah.
I mean, in the
Yeah,
last like, 20
Over
years,
the
or
entire
so.
original series.
Yeah.
The entire original series, he's only been 5 movies. There was back to back in the 70s. There was one in the 90s, and then there was the 2 in the 2000s.
They
There
were
was
gonna
that weird
actually.
city thing in that anime. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Bill, believe it or not,
That
they
barely
were gonna.
counts.
They were gonna actually use Mecha Godzilla and Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, but they were like, "Nah, there's too many Godzillas as it is."
They swapped him out for Mugura.
Yeah.
It's the only one-off Mechagodzilla thus far.
Yeah.
So I think this one's a one-off too.
Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
hoping for like more extensions towards like like Mothra, for example. Like there definitely could be room for like Mothra versus versus Godzilla, where we get a remake of that movie where Godzilla has to fight Batra and possibly, I don't know, just throwing a monster out there. Megalon, for example, if he decides to come by, like there's potential.
Megalon.
And
Megalon, I could see him actually coming from Hollow Earth. Believe it or not, they could actually use him for a Kong movie.
yeah, like I could see Megalon and Biollante coming from Hollow Earth as like a product of potential human tampering.
Was some kind of weird undersea civilization's weapon, so like him coming from beneath the earth does make sense and does play to that character.
It definitely does.
Yeah, I was just thinking about plus
Weird
like the whole
underground
digging.
burrowing bug thing.
Yeah, I can see him. I guess.
Giant mutant and dynasty beetle
Yeah.
coming up to destroy cities.
All right.
That's
So we
definitely
got
Hollow Earth. That would be a good point for Hollow Earth.
Yeah. All right. So we got all the goods and bad out of us. Okay. So I don't know how it would improve this movie. Less humans. Probably. That's it.
I'm actually going to play devil's advocate here and say, like, give the humans, like, less than equal time, but make it more that there's stakes with this. Because literally, whenever it comes to, like, regardless of, like, the the original Toho movies or, like, the new MonsterVerse, there's so little space given to, like, there's so little, like, gravitas given towards the humans. It's all on the monsters. And honestly, like, aside from the scenes with Kong and like the crew that's trying to get him to Antarctica, there's really no other stakes aside from that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got Millie Bobby Brown and that one dude trying to.
You mean
Yeah,
wait,
it's
you
a
mean
secret.
wait, you mean 11 Miles Morales' dad and Fire Fist?
Yes, I think so. Whatever.
Yeah.
The Miles Morales' dad in Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
What?
Huh.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the greatest crossover for Team Kong ever. Bill's-
Okay.
I have to look this up now.
I'm calling bullshit on
I
that.
will say the human stuff, like, just like piggyback off your point. I do like the human stuff when they're explaining like the dumb like pseudoscience of like why Godzilla and Kong like are fighting and like how they're just animals, like that stuff. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I could use less of the
Oh, damn.
drama, but yeah.
Yeah, Bill just learned that the guy who's the conspiracy podcaster, is played by Miles Morales' dad. It is the most interesting crossover I've ever seen. When I saw the other kid, I was just like, wait, is that... Anyway, he's talking like, yeah, it's Fire Fist.
Brian Tyree Henry. And he also had a role in in the movie Child's Play, the 2019 one.
Yep. It's funny what you learn when you
shit,
look
he
at
was also
actors.
Joker in 2019.
Yep.
He's also
Learn
going to be
something new.
in Marvel's Eternals.
Yep.
This guy's everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's right. I see that here.
He's an
Good for him.
up and rising actor right now.
Yeah. Like that's all right. That's kind of a mindfuck when you think about it, but damn, that's kind of a good rise. To be completely honest.
Yeah,
Like,
when you
props
find
to
out what
that dude.
yeah, and also finding out the other people are like from Deadpool and Stranger Things, it's just like it blows your brain a little bit. It's just like crossover of the century.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like A and B tier actors coming together to deliver a moderate performance.
Yeah.
That's like all you can sum up for the humans in Godzilla movies entirely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Average to moderate cast, panner and underneath the foot of literal titan.
Yeah. So with Chris, I was gonna say maybe like you said, there are stakes. Like at least make the humans a little more interesting. Make them like have like a goal or something. Like that's
Well,
always a good
I
thing.
don't know. I like when, the humans explain like the pseudoscience of like
Yeah.
why does Godzilla exist? Like why is he so freaking big? What is he doing? Why is he doing this? Like
Yeah,
that
they do
stuff I'm cool with. Some of like the family drama stuff, I'm always like, ugh, do we really need this? But
Cliche.
Yeah, no, we don't need
Yeah.
family drama. I was more like going along with like how like Shin Godzilla handled the human stuff.
oh my god, Shin Godzilla is the most hilarious thing ever because Japan doesn't understand how the United States political system works. And the
You
one
want to be
girl is
president,
like,
don't
like,
you?
do want to become president,
President,
someday because
okay.
that's how it works.
You're in line to be president, you know. Girl who's only learned English phonetically 5 seconds ago.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that movie again, but like,
I
man, Shin
I have it.
Godzilla
I have it on
is
digital. I have it on digital,
interesting.
Chris. I have it on digital and
Watch it
in
when
the
we're out
English.
in the middle of a movie theater and have to just see the subtitles at eye level.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
gotta watch it. You gotta watch it in dub because the dubbing is hilarious.
Well, that guy is he's gonna make Kamen Rider now, who made Shin Godzilla, so his
Yeah,
version
Shin.
of Kamen Rider should be interesting.
The guy that
I'm very.
made This apparently is going to do Thundercats.
Yeah,
I know,
he-
right?
You know what he did before Godzilla versus Kong?
He did Death Note.
Yep.
Never
That's why I
seen it.
said-
no.
I heard it's bad.
That's why I was a little like upset about it. I was just like, I hope this movie doesn't suck. But then I was like, okay, I think he learned. I think I can let him pass now.
Like, the internet does not forget. The internet does not forgive. And when you kind of rip something beloved to shreds, that kind of gathers a lot of reticles on you, a lot of crosshairs from a lot of snipers that want you dead.
Yeah, but he got his get out of jail free card now to me because of this movie.
Yeah, the literal like you live, the phone call that avoided the execution.
Yeah. So Bill, how would you improve this movie? More Michael Bay explosions? I'm kidding.
I mean, if you could find a way to make the humans like have depth in a way that doesn't detract from what we actually want to see, that would probably be the only way you could really improve it, because the monster stuff is exactly as what it should be. It's just that like we need to make sure that the stuff in between these set pieces, like, we don't want to be like, come on, where's Godzilla? Jeez. But I'll give them credit. The smartest thing that they did with this movie is, when you stop and think about it, the main character is Kong. He's actually the main character.
Yeah.
They
Essentially.
really
This was-
humanized him to such a degree where you're just like, oh, like partway through the movie, actually pretty early on, I was like, oh, he's the protagonist.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
even I was. Yeah, no, I liked it. It felt like a sequel to Kong Skull Island.
Yeah,
In a
the
weird
sign
way.
language scene kind of gave it away. Like, oh, this is primarily going to be like Kong's the good guy, and Godzilla's just a set piece, in a way.
Yeah, but they kind of gave him like their time to shine because, like, listen, Godzilla's the alpha, but Kong got the final strike though.
Godzilla won, and that's what I was most happy about because King Kong technically won the last time, so Godzilla had to get his win
Yeah,
back.
Godzilla
Yeah.
won in 2 rounds. If you really think about it,
Speaking
he
of,
he got the fake, and he, even though like he didn't get the true kill in on the ocean, he still like left Kong for dead, essentially winning round one. Then when he came back, he beat the shit out of him. Round two, that goes to Godzilla. Round three, Mecha Godzilla in a handicap match with Kong and Godzilla. That tag team's a win, so I think honestly they're maybe even.
yeah, but don't forget he's the king of the territory of the above Earth, and Kong is the king of Hollow Earth.
Now he is.
Yeah.
Unless there's something else down there that he has to fight in a potential follow-up movie.
Yep.
Like the crack.
It could be Megalong. Oh god, that would be actually a good way of doing
Cthulhu.
that.
Oh man.
Maybe here's a suggestion. Maybe like once we get a jump to the future where they're trying to like make nature, like they're trying to like resuscitate nature throughout the rest of the regular world using specimens from the Hollow Earth, and that somehow triggers Biollante that grows to such a size that it reaches into both Hollow and the regular Earth.
That would be actually good
That'd be
for
good.
Godzilla versus Kong too. Actually.
Yeah, that would actually suit well for a Godzilla. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, because like thinking about it, like Hollow Earth and Earth are together, and this sounds like something would be good for a sequel. Yeah, Warner Brothers, please call us. We could be good writers for you guys.
Yeah, we are literally creative consultants. We just
Yeah.
need to be paid for it, please.
Yes, we're just not gonna say anything more than just this. I mean, think about that. Like, we could think of so many ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But,
So, scores, everybody. What? A 1 out of 5 stars.
who's starting?
I guess
I'll
I
go.
will. I'll
What would
say
you do?
for everything that it does right, for the mistakes that it like Godzilla versus Kong makes, like it's those mistakes are definitely overshadowed, but those mistakes are still present. Yet through everything that this movie gave us, the action sequences, the visuals, the theming, the callbacks to other movies, both outside the MonsterVerse and inside of it, this movie kind of hits nearly everything, but still is kind of shaky. So I'm gonna give this movie a 4.
It's a pretty good assessment. I kind of feel the same way. I'd give it a 4 as well. Like the spectacle and the visual effects are what you come for. You know, the acting and the human stuff is kind of like it's there. It's not annoying, but yeah, it's like 4, solid B plus.
I would say A
Good one.
minus.
I'm kind of in similar thoughts. It's like, but from sheer spectacle alone, the movie wins on that. But the stuff stitching the spectacle together is just average at best, and so somewhere in the 4 range is pretty much on par for a movie like this. It's not an incredible, oh my god, my mind is blown. It's just like, fuck yeah, look at that awesome lizard punching a fucking
Monkey.
gorilla. Like,
All right.
Kyle.
So you want to hear me? Well, this movie will not win any Oscars, but it's definitely going to be a 4 out of 5 for me. Just because, like, I agree with all you guys, because I feel like this is a fun movie. It's not meant to. Here's an Oscar nomination worthy for for Kong. Like, it's not supposed to be that. It's just supposed to be a fun movie that you're supposed to, just enjoy, sit back and enjoy, and that's what they're supposed to be.
I will say this movie definitely does at least harken a nomination for like best action sequence, because there's multiple like good action sequences through, especially the climax of the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it could definitely warrant some like technical nods, like visual effects, and like the CG is
Yeah.
generally fantastic and all that. Really good sound design too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
those
I
are
was
the
just
ones
gonna
I
say
would
that
agree.
sound is pretty good.
Yeah.
For
I'm glad
what
I
it
actually.
misses, there's a lot of stuff that it hits out of the park.
Yeah.
Go.
So
Yeah. Well, I'll be laughing. This is the one thing I will say, due to all the stuff that's going on with the pandemic. I will laugh if it gets like Best Picture nomination, Godzilla versus Kong. That would be the.
no, if
I-
that happened, Kyle. There's
That's
a lot
the-
of other movies coming out this year.
I know, but I would
That would
laugh
be-
if that actually happened.
That would
Just
be
because.
the
Not see like Suicide Squad's trailer.
that would be that would be the ultimate Hail Mary shot right there. If somehow they'd nominated Godzilla versus Kong for Best Picture in 2021.
Yeah, you could then. That's how you know when you could tell the committee's like, see, we're hip with the kids. Although this is the same committee that went.
I don't think the world's ready for Citizen Kong yet, but maybe someday.
Citizen Kong.
I mean, this is all I'm gonna say. Like, this is also the same people that did suggest the most popular movie category, which
Popular movie.
yeah, that was a
It's only a matter
terrible
of time
idea.
before the Oscars become the MTV Music Awards,
Oh my god!
hosted by Tony Hawk.
Is it 2002?
Man,
Oh my god!
special appearance by Steve-O.
Again,
Musical
2002?
Yeah.
with musical guest Bowling for Soup.
Yeah, Steve-O's like, I'm gonna jump into this ball pit full of Oscar trophies while riding a tricycle on a ramp through like a flaming hoop.
Well, in my underwear, that's pretty much gonna
Something.
happen.
While I have frogs
Wait,
put in my diaper.
Yeah.
wait! I got something dumb. Watch me get my nipple bit off by Godzilla. No!
You're the real Godzilla, so you just get a Komodo dragon.
Yeah,
There you go.
literally just like glue some spines onto it, and just have like an Australian animal handling trainer, just like, oh, I hope you're ready.
Oh, as by Robert Irwin.
This is how we made monster movies in the 50s, kids.
Yeah.
Hollywood is so out of touch.
This is
So,
a great.
I think we're done, Kyle. Right?
I think it was a great way to end it. Just talking about what would happen if
Just,
this
ri-
happened.
yeah, just ripping on the whole medium.
Yeah. All right. Sorry if there was a weird tangent of an episode. If you all enjoyed it, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Thanks, Bill, for coming on. Thanks, John. And I'll make sure to get, mostly John's description down below, so you can follow him on Twitter or whatever social media platform he has. And as always, we have been the Mediaverse Podcast, the center of your media consumption.